Tonight, we are hearing from a Lakeland woman who was kidnapped by her ex-boyfriend and held at gunpoint during a high-speed chase. Our Ryan Race joins us now with her first comments about what had to be a horrifying ordeal, Ryan.
Yeah, Elizabeth Hamilton and her family are still very shaken up about this terrorizing ordeal that started here at the Lakeland Square Mall behind me. She says she knew her ex-boyfriend, Brett Curtis, was a dangerous man, so much so that she filed a restraining order against him, but she never imagined it would end like this.
He wanted me to spend the last moments of his life with him.
Relieved to be alive, Elizabeth Hamilton knows how close she came to the end Monday night. As she left work, her estranged ex-boyfriend, Brett Curtis, waited to take her away with a gun in hand.
And he said, "Drop your things. You're coming with me. I need you to keep down low on the floor."
Curtis drove her all the way to the East Coast, where police began a high-speed chase. Today, Hamilton's dad told me at one point Curtis stopped at a Walmart and walked in with his hand tied to hers to buy a phone that couldn't be traced. Police found him anyways.
If the officer following me does not break off pursuit, then people will be hurt.
Hamilton dated Curtis for about 3 years, but they had a nasty breakup that ended in a restraining order. She says he stalked, threatened her with a gun, and abused her. They had a court hearing scheduled the day after the abduction, and she suspects that's why he did it.
At one point where he looked over at me and he's like, "Well, 3 hours ago, this seemed to be a good idea."
Hamilton is certain he had it all planned out. Today, we learned that just hours before it happened, he packed up his things in his trailer and left.
He moved out that afternoon. He turned the keys in around 3:30, 4 o'clock that afternoon.
Landlord Joe Siller told us Curtis went next door to the shooting range at least twice a week. Early Tuesday morning, he shot at police, but ended up taking his own life right after he let Hamilton go. Her message for other victims of domestic violence: recognize the warning signs and get help.
And don't ever think that you know somebody enough, because you never know.
She's a very brave woman. She says the entire time she tried to reason with Curtis to get him to stop and do the right thing. In the end, she hopes that her story can be a lesson and help other victims of domestic violence. Live in Lakeland, Ryan Race, ABC Action News.
Thank you, Ryan.